Hi, I'm Saralin, and I'll be talking about Mindful Scroll, a mobile application for mindfulness that encourages a slow and deliberate approach to coloring. Social media apps like TikTok and Instagram are designed to capture our attention and keep us glued to our screens. Yet it's becoming increasingly clear that spending too much time on our phones can lead to heightened levels of anxiety and depression. Mindfulness, characterized as a judgment-free awareness of the present moment, has been shown to offer numerous benefits, including improved mental well-being and reduced stress. Can we create an endless scroll mindfulness app? The majority of apps for mindfulness focus on guided meditation, where the user listens to audio recordings of an instructor to meditate. There's one app that is most relevant to our work, and it's called Pause. In the app, slow continuous movement forms a circle around the user's finger, eventually filling the display. However, if the user pauses or moves too quickly, the volume decreases and the circle contracts. The app's minimalistic design is meant to encourage users to close their eyes and meditate. It was originally a research project, and it was formally compared to the Headspace app for guided meditation. It did receive an overall positive response, but several participants expressed a desire for increased feedback and interaction. But there is a task that has some variation, some purpose, yet is still used for practicing mindfulness. Mandela coloring, both in traditional and digital form, has been shown to reduce anxiety and promote mindfulness. Despite the popularity of adult coloring books and the convenience of mobile apps, little work has been done to evaluate digital structured coloring as a mindfulness practice. Mindful Scroll is a mobile coloring app that uses infinite scrolling to cultivate an uninterrupted state of flow and relaxation. Audio-visual feedback encourages a slow pace. The width of the stroke decreases when coloring too fast, and increases when coloring slowly. Similarly, the soundscape volume increases when coloring slowly, and decreases if too fast or outside the lines. When scrolling up, previous drawings look as though they gradually disappear. This redirects attention towards the act of coloring, and not the eventual outcome. We also created a phone version where you color with your fingers. Other than that and reduced screen space, the two versions of the app are identical. Using our app, we tested if this approach of endless scroll coloring can train mindfulness. We introduced variations of shapes and coloring effects to alleviate boredom, but do more features and effects hinder mindfulness training? To test the app, we created two versions. An enhanced version with more effects and variation. This is what I showed on the previous slides. And a simpler version with minimal variation and effects, inspired by the minimal approach of the Pause app. In the simple version, only 14 different simple shapes are shown. Each has a single fill color. The enhanced version generates isohedral tilings, each with a color palette of 4 colors. When strokes cover more than 90% of a shape, it is automatically filled with a color, or pattern. A variety of fill, stroke, and dot types are used to add an element of surprise and increase user engagement. An important part of our design process involved making several components parameterizable. This allowed us to iteratively test and adjust various features over time. Participants used the app for 10 minutes a day over the span of 5 days. We used questionnaires on attention, overall well-being, mood, and happiness to measure mindfulness before the first session and after the final session. We also included 2 questionnaires on state mindfulness and state anxiety, which were completed before and after the first session. We recruited 28 people. Each was randomly assigned the simple or enhanced version on either tablet or phone. only the enhanced version improved subjective happiness, and both versions together had a positive impact on overall well-being. The app improved one aspect of attention known as executive. Pause and Headspace had similar results, with executive attention being the only component affected. The app improved mood, with enhanced having a greater impact than simple. The enhanced group decreased 5 of the 6 subscales, while the simple group only decreased 3. The app had no main effect on state mindfulness, but an effect on state anxiety, meaning participants felt less anxious after the first session. In terms of state mindfulness, there was a main effect of training on the mind subscale, but no main effect on the body subscale. This suggests that the app is only capable of evoking a state of mindfulness in relation to the mind and not the body. We conducted an interview after the 5 days, and this provided some interesting qualitative results. I only have time to give some highlights here, and I'll be referencing participants with an E or S, depending on the condition they were assigned. "20 of the 28 participants felt more mindful after using the app for 5 days, with several expressing an increased sense of relaxation and mental clarity. Some participants were hesitant to credit any changes in well-being to the app, but acknowledged that longer use could lead to more notable benefits. At the end of the experiment, E4 said, "I feel less bothered by trivial things, like I have more control over my thoughts," which is a strong indicator of improved mindfulness. Unaware of an alternative app, several users of the simple version expressed a desire for more variety. They felt that the lack of variation made it difficult to focus, particularly when the same shapes would repeat. In contrast, the enhanced version received acclaim for its diverse set of effects. E7 said, "I was surprised by how many features it had. It felt good to find new and interesting things with the app." All but one of the participants felt relaxed when using the app. Participants felt that relaxation came easily due to the act of coloring, unlike other mindfulness practices that require a conscious effort to clear the mind and relax. S23 preferred the app to Headspace, stating, "It can be anxiety-inducing when you're trying to focus and meditate, but it's not working. It seems too purposeful. With this app, it takes your mind off of whatever is causing you stress, and it feels more natural to meditate." All participants said they would use the app or a more refined version of it again. A couple of participants even continued to use the app after the study concluded. Consistency is an essential part of cultivating mindfulness, and its challenge makes this result even more significant. Participants mainly said they would use the app before bed, after work, during times of stress, and when transitioning between tasks. Their reasons for repeated use were more diverse, but ultimately revolved around the benefits of mindfulness and the convenience of it being a mobile app. Before I conclude, I would like to briefly reflect on 2 outcomes of our experiment. Our app showed similar results to previous research on traditional coloring. After a single 10-minute session, our app improved state mindfulness in relation to the mind and reduced anxiety. User feedback suggests that coloring acted as a sort of distraction, preventing overthinking and helping users process their emotions more effectively. It also eases the pressure of traditional mindfulness practices, where maintaining self-directed focus is often expected. Our results indicate that the enhanced version is more effective than the simple version for practicing mindfulness. It was the only app that made participants feel happier over time, and it also had more of a positive impact on mood. With its diverse set of effects, participants may have found it easier to focus on the app and the practice of mindfulness. However, despite being more stimulating, the app was still able to reduce anxiety and improve attention. Mindful Scroll demonstrates the value of interactive mobile apps that support mindfulness practices beyond traditional meditation. We hope our work can serve as a source of inspiration for the development of mobile apps that provide engaging and visually immersive user experiences, establishing a promising avenue for future research on adopting features from social media to enhance mindfulness technologies.